having panic attacks. First of all, as I said before, we're in a time where we're going through a lot of doubt. We're doubting what's going to happen tomorrow, and we're going through worry, we're going through anxiety, and all of this leads to panic attacks, leads to panic and attacks. And the fact of the matter is, you can be liberated from it. They can be managed. Panic attacks, doubt, anxiety, all of this can be managed. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. Hello, Victoria, my loved friend. Now, to begin with, I want to start with saying to you that we have to get out of our head where the enemy is. The enemy is in there. And by overthinking, it's creating, all our feelings are coming up, all these feelings which are actually putting us in panic mode. And so the time that we stop manifesting these feelings that are going through our mind, we will be able to combat fear. And so what does fear do? What does our brains tell us? What does our mind tell us to do? It tells us that the situation is hopeless. It hides. It makes us want to hide. It makes us feel like procrastinating and facing with our difficulties. And we're not able to combat our fears. And so it's a matter of getting out of our head where the enemy is and coming out and showing the world who we are, getting out of our shell. When we do overthink and we get into a panic mode about something, our body perceives danger. It perceives danger. And our body creates a chemical called cortisol. And cortisol is created to combat danger. And even if danger doesn't exist, our body produces it. What this cortisol does, it's a chemical that floods our body. It takes the blood away and the oxygen away from our main organs. It takes it away from our heart. And so we have heart palpitations. We start sweating. We get shaky. It takes it away from our brain. And so the oxygen and the blood moves away from our brain. It leaves us dizzy and unable to think logically. It makes us scared, shaky. That's what cortisol does. And the reason why we need cortisol is because it's a chemical that sets us up for danger so we can fight the enemy physically, or we can flight, run away from it, or freeze so they won't see us. And so we do need the chemical cortisol, but sometimes our body produces it and it can have harmful effects. And I'll tell you about the effects of how cortisol can be disastrous for us if it's used over a long period of time. First of all, our body reacts to danger or a perceived danger 90 seconds before our brain intellectualizes it. So there is a 90-second window before the body reacts, before the mind understands what's going on. And I'll give you an example. If you're crossing the street and a car comes zooming by, you will jump back before you realize what's just happened. Okay, so that takes, your body is designed to react to danger before your mind reacts. And so that is how the body works. And so if we perceive danger, even though there's no danger around, our body will start reacting, and then our mind will take over. So that's the 90-second window, which can be your gold. That's your gold nugget, because in that 90-second window, we can control that time before we have an attack. And I want to explain the science behind this, and I'll give you an example. There is a science behind this. What happens? I'll give you an example and the science. The past events, this is the science first. The past events have been recorded in our unconscious. They're recorded in what we call the limbic system here. The limbic system, it's at the back of the brain. That's where all our memories are organized. That's where all our past events, our habits are stored. And that gets connected to our cerebral cortex at the back of our brain. So what happens? All our past events get stored there and in the unconscious. And so what happens is when we're in the present day and something happens, something's happened in the front of our brain, and our conscious is in the front of our brain, the prefrontal cortex. So something is happening in front of us, we see danger. What we do is we revert back to the back of our brain, the limbic system, and we retrieve all our past traumas and we bring them forward. And so when you do have a panic attack, what you're doing is you're not living the present moment, but you're bringing the past programs from the back of your brain, the limbic system. So you're not living the present moment. You are living in the past event. You're living in the past. What we want to do today is to stop what is happening at the back of your brain, at the back, the limbic system, the unconscious, which is joined to your to the cerebral cortex, which is part of you that you perceive as real. And we want to change the habit that is happening now. And so a different program is going to be put at the back of your brain as a habit. That's exactly what we want to do today. I will explain to you, I'll give you an example. I have permission to say this because I've asked for permission. Someone today was going to board a plane. And what happened? She got scared of what was going to happen on the plane. And so her conscious mind started to play out a scenario. She retrieved past events from the back of her brain because there was no perceived danger in front of her. And so she went back to the back of the brain and she brought forward things that she's lived in the past that she thought she was going to be, and she intellectualized what the perceived danger was at that moment. So she was living through a trauma that wasn't there. She is able to cut the habit, and I will explain how she is able to do that. When you're at such a high vibration, when you're in fear, your body is at a very, very high vibration. It's like you're in a truck and you're going 150 or 160 miles an hour down the motorway and you're totally out of control. You're going down that highway and then somebody throws a boulder in front of you and says, calm down. Are you able to calm down? I do not think so. You are not able to calm down. You cannot bring that high vibration down when it's going at such high speed. So today, I want to give you the trick in order to bring that high vibration down. Well, to actually bring something that will actually balance it out and slowly bring it down. Listen up. First of all, when you're in that vibration and someone says to you, calm down, it's not going to happen. I've got news. What you have to do, you have to, first of all, trick the brain, shift the mental gears in your brain, in your mind, from fear to excitement, because they can be at the same vibrational level. The brain doesn't know what the difference is between fear and excitement. And so your job is to trick the brain. And that can be done with this person that was ready to board the plane. Instead of getting all scared, what she could have done is put on her metaphorical cape and stand up straight with her shoulders back, as Jordan Peterson says, and put on her Superman pose with her metaphorical cape, stand up straight, shoulders back, and what she could do is open up here, open up the airway. So what she's doing, she's breathing in testosterone, which is a chemical that breeds confidence, that brings confidence. She's breathing in testosterone, which is her confidence, which is her Superman cape that's going to help her. It's coming down and it's entering her stomach. And she is releasing the cortisol. And the cortisol is where? In her stomach holds fear. The stomach holds her fear. So she's breathing deeply for about 3 minutes. She's releasing the fear in her tummy, which is all mingled up with the cortisol. It comes up to her chest, where all her fear, her limitations are, the sadness of the past. It comes out through her throat. Her throat is where the unexpressed events are that she hasn't expressed, that have been holding her and strangling her from the past. She brings them out. She releases cortisol. It comes out, and she breathes in the testosterone, which is the chemical. She's breathing out anxiety. She's breathing in testosterone. And as she stands up in the Superman pose, fingers, arms on the hips, hands on the hips, shoulders back, opening up, showing that she's ready to face the world with confidence in her Superman pose, she will be able to face whatever she's scared of with excitement, because now she's able to reframe being scared to board that plane to being she's going to combat. She is Superman. She is not afraid of anything. She's going to board that plane and she's going to sit there with her Superman pose, and she is going to fly, because in her mind, instead of fearing the flight, she's excited to get to the other side, which is her destination, which is where people that adore her, that can't stop thinking about her, that love her to bits, are waiting for her. She's going to be, or he's going to be walking along the beach holding hands with her loved one, eating at a nice restaurant, enjoying the place, really loving the place, because that's what's going in the mind. Instead of fearing the flight, it's going to be so excited. She's going to change the fear into excitement of what's waiting on the other end of that destination. And that's how you change fear into excitement. And another thing you could do is when you're waiting for something and once you get a panic attack, once you put on your cape, you stand up in your Superman pose, shoulders back, breathing in the testosterone, letting out the cortisol, breathing in the confidence, letting go of the anxiety, the cortisol. Once you do that, for about 3 minutes, you're breathing in and out deeply, getting as much testosterone as you can in. You get outside where there's greenery if you can, and you look at the vastness. You just keep your head up, and you look at the vastness of greenery and beauty all around you, and you see the expansiveness of this world and the abundance of this world. And that's how you combat a panic attack, because it's just a part of you trying to protect you. You do not have to be a victim of a panic attack, and you do not have to fear it. You can be excited about the possibility of challenging life and being a superhero. It's really up to you how you want to deal with it. You can change the role of being scared and frightened to being a superhero and challenging doubt. That's exactly what you can do, because doubt is a seed that grows into the plant of worry, anxiety, and then a full-blown tree of panic. But we can change that. We can plant that seed and change that seed. Instead of doubt, confidence. And it can grow into being a superhero and combating the fears. So, just to go over, and then I will close, because I think that I've taken too long on this. I don't know how long I've taken, 20 minutes. Well, very quickly, hello Paul and hello Nikki, the most beautiful couple. And hello Joanne. Paul, Nikki, Joanne, I'm sending you my love. Joanne is saying good morning to us because she's from New Zealand. We've got Joanne from New Zealand. And Paul and Nikki are from South Africa. Nikki, hello. And Victoria is from England. And we have got Sophie, my beautiful girl, is from Cyprus. How blessed are we to have these from all parts of the world join today. It's so exciting. So I'm just going to very, very, very quickly go through something with you. Just to recap on what we've discussed today. First of all, you have got when you feel panic coming on, when you feel panic, you've got a 90-second window where the physical body starts to react, and that before the brain takes over, before the mind takes over, we've got a 90-second window. In that 90-second, you're going to put on your Superman cape. You're going to put your shoulders, your hands on your hips. You're going to stand up straight with your shoulders back. You're going to show how strong you are to the world. And for about 2 minutes, you're going to breathe in testosterone, where your confidence comes out. You're going to breathe out from your stomach the cortisol, which is going to your chest, where your limitation and sadness are, through your throat, where your unexpressed past is, and you're going to bring them out to the world. 3 minutes. Then you're going to shoulders back, you're going to walk out into greenery, hands on hips, Superman pose, and you are just looking at the greenery, you're looking at the vastness of this world and how you can combat it, because you have changed the role of panic to excitement, of fear to excitement. I am sending you my love. I love you all. Please be sure to join the Facebook Live Dare to Begin Life Coaching. Namaste. I love you all. Once again, goodbye to Sophie, Victoria, Paul, Nikki, and Joanne. Love you, love you, love you all. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.